if the people and things you surround yourself with are the sum of who you are, at what point can you say that maybe those things aren't enough, or it's not enough? Greed, materialism, lust, comparison, like the general thief of joy, tend to distort your sense of reality, the way you kind of look at yourself, and makes you kind of question, like, are you good enough, and maybe are they people you love, and all that good stuff. It is hot as hell. But yeah, writing music has been my kind of crutch for a while, for like emotional regulation and the like. And I've been going a little bit deeper as of late with singing about subjects that kind of make me a little bitter and sometimes resentful. And I think that's a little bit relatable. It's not particularly easy to talk about this stuff, not all the time. But, I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in this, at least on a surface level. It's kind of fun, I guess. Maybe not really. But what happens when you start saying the things that you have in your head out loud? Like, who does that affect? And does that affect your relationships and maybe the people you love? I would say almost absolutely. Well, with this newest song, it's kind of more about me, like, complaining about my own set of issues, like any other song out in the world. But I guess it feels good. I don't know why I say that with a question mark, but but it really kind of, it's really more of like a therapy session, and me like struggling with the idea of, like, or just the thought of, should I say this? And you probably should. You got to get it out somehow, right? But it introduces a bit of anxiety, and comes off a little weird. It's like a double-edged sword, a little hypocritical. But yeah, maybe that's okay though. Yeah. I'd be lying if I said that making the lyrics a little bit more pointed didn't have me a little worried, but it's music, it's art, do what you gotta do. But there's maybe a fine line between sharing too much and being disingenuous. But, that's why I make the music in the first place, and why I do the art stuff anyway. It's almost like a peek into someone's heart. And better yet, it's more like exposing someone's soul as if it was painted on a canvas. You know what I mean? One of my biggest influence in music and songwriting in general has been 9 Inch Nails. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, just absolutely amazing at this stuff. Like, the tone and the weight of these songs is essentially undeniable, in my opinion. Because I remember when Mom showed me Closer. I was far too young. It was on like MTV back when it was actually music TV. And I had no idea what was going on. I just knew it was fucking cool. And I went back, like back when peer-to-peer thing was like a thing, like LimeWire and shit. And I had found Right Where It Belongs. And I don't really have any words for how that song like affected me. It was just profound is probably the best one. And left a really large impression on how I be writing and stuff. Like that song is so heavy, but I was really young back then when I first heard it. But as I got older, I go back to it and I listen, and I think I understand it more. At least I interpret it in my own way. And it's some good stuff. But that song really kind of and pushed me into more singer-songwriter stuff. And I know we're talking about a bass tune, like a drum and bass, and to each their own. But like, that's why I wanted to sing more in my music and just kind of express things that in a more raw manner that I normally don't or haven't had access to just yet. I think when you hear something like this and it touches your soul, it kind of makes you uncomfortable. It's a little invasive. You can kind of get happy and sad, all that jolly stuff. And that's what I'm trying to do. Maybe I'm not trying anymore, but maybe it is what I'm doing now. So I sat with myself in this song for a hot minute, and I wanted to be honest about it, and but not too on the nose. It kind of gets a little sketchy at that point, but I needed to provide a form of therapy for myself and the others and people that would be listening. I don't know, I think maybe I need to get a little bit more comfortable doing that. I was told to be a lot more vulnerable with my music and art, and I did. I definitely opened the fuck up, but sharing this stuff has been a rather interesting experience, and I know a lot of the music that I write is pretty dark, and there's we all have our own reasons for that, which I won't get into. But everyone kind of has their own story, and I think that it is extremely important for everyone to share theirs, at least to me. This kind of music comes to me a lot more naturally than the club stuff and dance floor tunes, and I still make that. It's just a little difficult at times, currently right now at least. And when I go to DJ or perform, I'll sit there and be before set, I'll be around 12, 1 o'clock or some shit like that, and I'll be sitting there do I really want people to feel this way right now? And the answer should, it's always yes, and you should always just do your thing, I mean, unless you're looking for some critique of some sort, but that's not what I'm doing. It's always nice to have good compliments or whatever. I mean, this is kind of why I write the songs that I do. They're lyrically they're heavy, and that's kind of stuff is important to me. It describes things in a raw manner that I prefer in my music. And I do wonder sometimes will this connect with people, and I'm pretty sure it does, at least on some level. And I mean, yeah, no, it kind of has to, doesn't it? What 9 Inch Nails did for me, I'm really hoping I'm kind of doing for everyone else. And I'm not pulling from that area of my life all the time, but I think it's important to have that kind of relatability in your tunes. With this tune, it's probably the most honest look into what's kind of going on, or what has been happening in my life for the past few years, and even up to some of the most recent events. I don't really want life to be easy per se. It's just like, you just got to take these challenges with grace, and it should be hard, man. And like with this tune, I wouldn't say it's like brilliant, but it's definitely really, and it's here, it's right, it's all up in here, man. And there's quite a few more tunes that aren't even out yet that hit pretty hard too, that I would hope that people and myself would love. Well, I mean, I like them. Maybe you guys will too. But yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm proud of the work that I have, and there's a lot of stuff that I have out that's not even out yet that hopefully will come out as I've been, sharing this stuff. It's been an incredible experience. It's been rather personal, kind of divulging in a way, but yeah, I think that this has all been quite worth the time. And I know that this isn't a tutorial or anything, but I thought that this would be a little helpful to kind of dive into like more of the kind of psychology of what and why I do what I do in the first place. Yeah. I'll just leave you with this. Is this enough for me? Is this enough for anyone else? I don't know. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Express the things that you need to express. Be honest with yourself. Maybe, just maybe, one day it will be. I'll see y'all later. Take care.